When you're trying to earn stars in the Spiral Abyss, the most important resource you need to conserve is time. Since you're racing against the clock, it's important to take advantage of anything that can cut even just a few seconds off your clear. With this in mind, I'll be going over some of the more common mistakes that waste a lot of time in this fight against the Thunder Manifestation. For each of these mistakes, I'll also explain what you can do differently to save more time in those situations. The first mistake usually happens when the boss uses the double wall attack. Let's start by looking at what not to do when this move comes out. I just wasted a bunch of time running away from the boss, and now I have to spend even more time running towards it so I can attack it again. Now let's look at what you should do instead. Instead of running parallel to the wall, I just dash straight through the wall, which is much faster than trying to run the entire length of it. This allows me to stay close and continuously damage the boss during the entire time that the attack is happening. The key is to realize that since you get iframes while dashing, you won't take any damage while passing through the wall. The second mistake happens during the lightning prison attack. Again, let's first look at what not to do. Just like the previous example, the problem here is that I'm wasting way too much time running away from the boss. To make it worse, I've also just used Xiangling's Burst, which is a very valuable cooldown, and I'm just letting it go to waste by not sticking to the boss. Now let's look at a better way to deal with this attack. Instead of running away from the boss, I take advantage of a strong healing over time ability like Bennett's Burst to heal myself through the attack. If you don't have Bennett, Sayu and Jean also have bursts that provide great healing over time. I stand my ground inside of Bennett's Burst and swap through my characters frequently so that no one character has to take all of the damage. I also use whatever bursts I have available to maximize my iframes and avoid as much damage as I can. And lastly, by including Geo characters in my team, I'm able to trigger electro-crystallize reactions frequently. I know Crystallize is a pretty underwhelming reaction, but it can mitigate a lot of damage if you're able to crystallize the same element that you're taking damage from. It's surprisingly valuable in a situation like this where you need to stand still and tank damage in order to deal more damage. This last mistake happens when you're fighting the boss near the edge of the arena. Let's see what happens here. I just used 2 bursts, which give really strong buffs, but the boss teleported away from me, and now I have to go chase it down and leave these buffs behind. Now this isn't completely my fault, because I can't predict exactly when the boss is going to teleport, but based on my experience with this boss, it is highly likely that the boss will teleport back to the center when it spends too much time at the edge of the arena. So fixing this mistake is pretty intuitive, just don't waste any major cooldowns when the boss is getting too close to the arena walls. I usually stick to using only my skills until it teleports back to the center, after which point I can continue with my full combo again. That was the last mistake I wanted to cover, so I hope at least some of those tips were helpful to you. Hopefully if you're able to apply all 3 of them, you can save a good amount of time in this fight. Good luck on your Spiral Abyss attempts, and as always, thank you so much for watching.